Good evening all and welcome to another video on All Hail Ale. The beer tonight is named very aptly. Beer is this to me. I don't do it until I've indulged in a few. The beer in question is Dance Juice. Yeah, I don't dance until I've had a skinful, and when I do, it's like watching an electrocuted octopus. But the beer hopefully will be slightly more civilised than my dancing. It is a 7.5% New England style IPA according to the can. It's made by the London Beer Factory, and it says it's brewed with Azacca, Citra and Simcoe hops for a full, tropical and juicy beer. And it says, Dance Juice is inspired by a story that took place 500 years ago when Frau Trofea took to the streets one hot July day and just started dancing. And it says a little bit about the factory, the London Beer Factory that is. It's a modern independent craft brewery creating exceptional and progressive beer since 2014, based in South London, brewing for the world. Now, as you probably know, South London is the best part of London. It's where I'm from. So I'm hoping I like this one. It contains various malts, which are Golden Promise, wheat and oats. The hops are, as mentioned, Citra, Simcoe and Azacca, and the yeast is Burlington Ale and London Fog. So we've got a bit of a plethora of different ingredients that should hopefully add up to a really tasty beer. So I like the can artwork. It's almost a little bit Day of the Dead kind of inspired focus. Really not sure why it's trying to focus on my face over there, because it doesn't exist over there. But yeah, a bit Day of the Dead-ish. I like that. It's cool. I like the purple and red and blue. Works. So it's got the full kind of top. So, and the only experience I've had of this was from Amundsen, and let's just say it kind of made a bit of a mess. So let's hope that we get a sensible. Yeah, we do, but it hasn't gone everywhere, so that's a win. Okay, there's a big difference. With the Amundsen, they are filled right to the top, whereas this is not. You've got a little gap. You can probably just about see into there. So the pour is pale, not as hazy as I was expecting for an IPA. And we've got a hefty head. Got a little bit left in the can there. So that's your beer. It's a little bit hazy. A little bit of carbonation going on there. Got what? Knock it on for... We've got two solid fingers plus a bit of off-white head that is relatively... Oh, it's a bit blancmangy. I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, it kind of wobbles. A bit like a weeble. It wobbles but it don't fall down. See if we can get an aroma. It does smell juicy. It does smell juicy. There's tropical flavours. There's orange. There's pineapple. There's a bit of mango. There's a little bit of lime. It works. The aromas work really well. I like the aroma. It is quite carbonated. It's quite active in the glass. You can see coming up from the bottom, it's still going and it's still feeding that head. Yeah, it looks good. Like I say, that head has grown since I poured. It was just over the top. It's now a full 3/4 of an inch over the top of the glass. That head is expanding, a bit like expanding foam. And it's getting bigger all the time. Let's see if we can break through and taste the beer. Cheers. Okay, it's hoppy. I like the hoppy nature. It is sweet and juicy, but it's almost like a berry-like quality to that juiciness. It's not thick pineapple or mango. It's What is it? There's that kind of slickness that you get from a berry, like a strawberry. But it's not strawberry flavour, don't get me wrong. I'm trying to describe the kind of the mouthfeel, that texture that you get. The flavour is... it's hoppy, it's not in your face hoppy. But it's sweet, it's slick. It's almost... I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. Let's top her off. Oh, we got some yeast in the... we got some floaters in there, boys and girls. I wasn't expecting that. We now have some fairly active, hefty floaters floating on down. Don't know if you can see them in there. I can certainly see them my side. I should have been a bit more careful. I should have been observant. That may or may not ruin the beer. I've bought it now. I'll drink it. I still can't put my finger on what that flavour is. It's nice though. I like it. It's going to bug me is what it's going to do. So, Dance Juice New England IPA from the London Beer Factory. Interestingly, it's the first London Beer Factory beer I've had, and I like to make a habit of trying local beers. And I say local to where I'm from as opposed to local to where I live, because I like to support home, you know. So with that in mind, would I buy this again? Would I buy Dance Juice at £3 a can? Excuse me. I would buy Dance Juice again because it's got things about it I like. I like the hoppy nature. And again, it's not hugely hoppy. There's enough of it to kind of, excuse me, work very well with the rest of what's going on. But what else is going on? There is that kind of juicy nature. It's a little bit tropical. It's a little bit berry-like. It's a little bit interesting because it's not what I would say is a typical New England IPA. There is something different about it, and it's reminiscent of the style, but not, if you know what I mean. It's got a little bit of something different going on, and it makes it worth trying. Oh, it does say contains yeast. Store upright. Okay, so I should have read that. I missed that at the bottom. It's quite a bit. Well, there was quite a bit in the glass, and there's a little bit left in the can. Would I rush out and buy it again? That's a good question. Knowing what is available in Tesco, because that's where I got this from. It's one of Domo's introductions on the relatively recent, I say within the last few months, range of craft beer into Tesco. It's not as good as the others, but it's good when you compare it to most of the bottled beers that are available. It's a little bit different. It's sweeter, it's juicier, and it's a little bit hoppier than most. But I'm not sure I would rush out and buy it again. Given, like I say, there's Lost Cosmonauts in there, there is Luminance in there, there is Love and Hate from Vocation, there's other beers that I would buy ahead of this, but it's still decent, you know, but it's just not rush out and buy it again decent. So I will give Dance Juice from the London Beer Factory 3 3/4 out of 5, which is a pretty decent score. It's lacking, for me, a bit more. Well, it needs a bit more hop, and it needs a little bit, perhaps, a little bit more bitterness for my liking. But it's nice for what it is. So there we are, ladies and gents, boys and girls. It's been the fairly yeast heavy Dance Juice from London Beer Factory. I've been Nick, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye.